Okay, the orange juice myth. The hydrolyzed collagen, you really have to read that chapter. I hope you read that chapter. Now, as you know, hydrolyzed collagen is one of the supplements in the 60-day program, and there's an entire chapter on collagen on the site. The first recommendation is that the way you take this is by blending 2 or 3 tablespoons of this tasteless white powder into some fruit or vegetable juice every single morning for 60 days. That's it. It's very simple. But people will say, oh, I can't drink orange juice because of all the sugar. It'll spike my blood sugar. The problem with that, this is called the orange juice myth. So there again. Now, these same people who recoil against the idea of drinking, organic orange juice in the morning, you go look in their refrigerator and it'll be loaded with Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, every other thing from the double aisle of soft drinks that we see at Safeway, right? But suddenly, orange juice, believe me, lady, orange juice did not cause your type 2 diabetes and the fact that you weigh 350 pounds, okay? So, orange juice is a complex carbohydrate. I'm not talking about Sunny D, I'm talking about, evolution, right? It contains, by definition, all the enzymes necessary for its complete breakdown and uptake by the body. So don't worry about orange juice. If you're really psychotic about orange juice, use cucumber juice, use celery juice, use V8, any kind of fruit or vegetable juice is fine to use. Am I doing this? Okay, here's some myths that are on Wikipedia. Everybody believes saturated fats clog arteries. It's your problem. The problem with heart disease is red meat. It's animal products. No, saturated fats, animal products do not clog the arteries. Hydrogenated oils clog arteries. Now, in my chapter called The Magic Bean, I go through the emergence of soybeans as the primary cash crop in the late 90s. The majority of soybeans grown in this country do not end up as edamame in Japanese restaurants. They end up as what? Hydrogenated soybean oil in snack foods all over the world. I go to Bangkok, I go into a 7-Eleven in Bangkok, and all the same snack foods that are in all the convenience stores here, they're all over the world. Same in Paris, same everywhere, right? Okay, here's another thing. Diabetes is genetic. Yeah, okay, so true type 1 diabetes is extremely rare. Type 2 diabetes is epidemic, not genetic. And the reason we know that is because it is so simple to cure type 2 diabetes. Counting calories is another complete joke. They assign, all these weight loss specialists and Weight Watchers and nutritionists, these workout girls, right, with all the TV shows, they arbitrarily assign caloric numbers to a bag of Lay's potato chips, an apple, a hamburger, a slice of chocolate cake, everything. And then as long as you keep, no matter what you eat, as long as you keep that number below, 2,000 a day or whatever, then you're going to, quote, lose weight. Doesn't work like that. What determines if a food is a nutrient food or a clogging food is the presence or absence of enzymes, its own original natural enzymes. Don't even tell me about blood typing. I don't want to hear about ketogenic. This gluten-free has gone completely. You go in Safeway and you'll see an entire aisle of, quote, gluten-free foods. And it's marketed as, these are healthy foods. But when you really look at it, you'll see they're loaded with hydrogenated oils, processed sugar, refined carbohydrates, and what's the other one? High fructose corn syrup. So just because it doesn't have gluten in it does not make it a healthy food. So these are citations. That's your note, number 61 and 45 from Weston A. Price and William Dufty. Okay, so because white sugar is a new event in human evolution, it's an assault on our species that we have not adapted to only in the past century. White sugar is sucrose. It is man-made. It does not occur in nature. It is a combination of glucose and fructose. Once in the digestive tract, sucrose just sits there. It cannot be digested. It cannot be broken down. And that is the reason why fermentation occurs. It ferments. It is a reactive, allergenic, non-food. You do not get energy from white sugar. That is a sympathetic fight-or-flight response. All these precious stores of nutrients which the body had other plans for must now be used up to deal with the 150 pounds per year of a devitalized non-food. One myth that I want to mention here that I always forget is that people say, oh well, I'm addicted to sugar. I need to drink, a 6-pack of Coke before bedtime or whatever, and I won't feel right unless I have my sugar, or I don't want to deprive my child of his comfort food. That's false. How you can prove that to yourself, if you're one of these people, just stop for a week. In a week or 10 days, you'll start to feel better right away, especially if you're hydrating, and you'll be going, damn, that wasn't so hard, and then you can continue on like that. It is not addicting. I don't believe that. Also, we know this clinically from the hundreds of people who have completed the 60-day program over the years. They all say the same thing. They thought they were addicted to sugar, but after a week or 10 days, they no longer felt the craving. And they say, if I'd have known it was this easy, I would have done it years ago. Now, the people at Coca-Cola had a brilliant idea in 1984. We're spending way too much money. Well, they gave up on the cocaine in about 1915. That was really a lot of money. They were spending too much money putting white sugar in the Coca-Cola when they discovered the magical ingredient called yes, in 1984, that's when Coca-Cola changed over. Connoisseurs can still tell the difference, but and then every other soft drink company in the next 2 years followed suit after that. And today, all those, they don't want to spend money on, you look at that double aisle in Safeway of all the soft drinks, and all the sweeteners are high fructose corn syrup. Liberty corn, that's a GMO corn. More than 60% of that corn, it's not for corn on the cob to appear on your table, right? That is going to be converted into high fructose corn syrup to sweeten the processed foods of the world. That we make that. All chronic diseases, yeah, we were talking about that last night at the vaccine seminar in Murrieta. John's 100% right on that. That was in Bobby Kennedy's presentation. 54% of children today have a chronic disease. Now, I did the research. I have the exact citation for that in the peer-reviewed journal. But the statistic that goes along with that is, according to JAMA, in 1986, not long ago, 1986, only 12% of children had a chronic disease. Today, it's 54%. But all these chronic diseases are accelerated by 3 things: white sugar and white flour, pasteurized dairy, and hydrogenated oils. One of my teachers when I was first studying refined carbohydrates was Nancy Appleton. I actually met her. She's a very famous author. This is your note number 61, and these are all the effects, the physical systemic effects of white sugar. But I mean, she's got the documentation for all of them. So don't tell me that you're going to get a kick from a Coke or from something. Look at the detriment that it's doing to all the systems of your body. What is the most refined carbohydrate? No, more specific.
Corn syrup.
Nope, definitely not. The most refined carbohydrate, it's another double aisle in Safeway. Alcohol.
Oh.
Alcohol is the most refined carbohydrate. So it's every single system of the body. It draws metabolic stores from the body in order to try to process this out. So I don't believe all this stuff about the Mediterranean diet. Okay, so I lived in Italy for a couple of years, And if you want the benefit from the pycnogenols, it's not from the wine, it's from the grapes. So you can get the same from Welchade, the same nutritional benefit.